Today we will talk about the origins of Swahili language. If there is anything like origins, of any language. Swahili is a Bantu language, and there have been a lot of questions regarding its origins. And the mistaken belief is that it is related to Arabic, or it's a dialect of Arabic. Nothing really can be farther from the truth, because structurally, the language is a Bantu language, and Bantu languages are characterized by the presence of pronominal prefixes, where the universe of words in the language is classified into definable classes. And these are 14 classes, but in fact, we assume that there are 14 classes, but you have the merger of these classes between singular and plural. So for both of them, we talk of class 1 and class 2. But in fact, it's just singular and it's plural version. As I said, structurally, Swahili is related to other Bantu languages, and Bantu languages are presumed to have had their origins around Cameroon in West Africa, and then that group of languages that came to be called Bantu languages spread eastwards and then turned southwards. And about 60% of the languages that you find in Eastern Africa and Central Africa and Southern Africa, in fact, belong to this class of languages that are called Bantu languages. There are certain things, called aerial features. These are features that distinguish languages in a particular area. Just to give an example, the Southern African languages are characterized by the presence of clicks. And click sounds are originally ascribed to the Hottentot languages. But because these Bantu languages coexist with these Hottentot languages, then they borrow certain elements, and the clicks are some of those non-Bantu aspects that have been borrowed into these Bantu languages. You find more or less the same kind of phenomenon in European languages. There are certain kinds of vowels that are specific to particular languages, but they have spread to other languages. So there's no way that one can classify Swahili as anything other than Bantu language. The existence of a large lexicon from Arabic is a result of contact of the Swahili speakers with Islam. And of course, this goes back to almost the 12th century. So it is quite inevitable that there would be a large influx of words of theological or ritual orientation in Kiswahili, just as you would find the same kind of phenomenon in European languages in its relationship, for example, to Christianity. Christianity is not a European origin religion. It's very much a Middle Eastern religion, just like Islam. But Europeans, or those people associated very closely with Europeans, take it almost for granted that this is a European religion. But in fact, it is an Oriental religion or a Middle Eastern religion. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism come from the same geographical area. And there are a lot of common aspects between these religious traditions. So to assume that simply because Swahili has a large influx of words of Arabic origin, that it must be a dialect of Arabic is really further from the truth. Then if it was a dialect of Arabic, how come that Arabs don't speak Swahili? Because if it was a dialect of Arabic, somehow they would be able to pick it and understand it. But they can only understand the common lexicon that is found within the Islamic tradition. So other than that, there is no relationship whatsoever between Arabic and Kiswahili. Kiswahili has been a very cosmopolitan language. And when we talk of cosmopolitan languages, these are languages spoken in large areas as lingua franca. And for historical, political, and economic reasons, these languages have spread far beyond their presumed origins. In fact, the success, for example, of English as a global language, as an international language, was only possible because it spread to the United States, and the speakers of the language prospered and became global and influential. And because of that association between English and the Americans, the language has come to get the same kind of prestige that American culture, American traditions have been. And of course, now it's the most powerful nation in the world. So English also glories in the success of America. So if it hadn't crossed the Atlantic, it would have been just like any other language. The cosmopolitan nature of Swahili is that it is a very inclusive language. Unlike other languages that are associated with particular ethnic groups or particular religions, Kiswahili is very much a cosmopolitan language in the classical sense, that it is a language that is accepted by people from diverse backgrounds, regardless of their religions, their ethnicity, their political orientation. They have come to consider this language as a valid vehicle for the kinds of values that they hold.